And welcome back to another episode of Total Control with Huesca. Today we're on the page of David Costas to start off with. He was the guy that we looked at briefly, I think, in the last episode. The guy that has been transfer listed for £1.1 million. And honestly, this is the kind of deal that interests me because we're losing Jorge Pulido because he didn't want to be here. I reckon if we could bring in David Costas to replace him, we get a like-for-like replacement for basically the same money. I think he's probably slightly better as well. And we could get him on a more sensible squad status, which will allow us to have a bit more rotation around the centre-backs. Now, my only problem is because they want 1.1 million, I don't know if we'd be able to offer that. Then again, we can always move the wage budget around because we've got a load more on that too. So I actually think, now we've not got it completely scouted, but just looking at him briefly, he's got good timing in the challenge. He's got an individual and balanced personality, which is always the case with most players at the start of the game. Potential for retraining, although that's not really that important there. Lack of determination, maybe, and he can only play in one position, but he is a centre-back, so you kind of really only want him to play. Peripheral figure, okay, fine. No recurring injuries, which is nice to see. But you could see here, he would basically be as good as Ed Shetter and as good as Pulido. So I want to see how he actually compares to Pulido, because you can also see that he's pretty much decent across the board to play as a ball-playing centre-back. So let's just see as a central defender, because that's kind of what we use here. 13 heading, 14 marking, 15 marking. he's after Megan, and 15 tackling, which is nice. He's decent. He's 6 foot tall, so not super tall. Fair enough. But he's not super slow either. 14 acceleration is a good turn of pace when you need it. Great positioning of 15 and decent mental attributes across the board. Nothing really stands out as being appalling. Bad finishing. His determination is a little bit low, but even the ones that are a bit poor, like his off the ball and flair, are still not that low. We now click on him. We can sort of see they're very different types of players. Pulido is better in the air and better with the mental, but Costas better at pure defending. He's faster. He's got better vision, better attacking, better technicals. I think he's just a better player for the kind of football we play. Looking at his pure attributes, you can see David Costas is better at every single technical thing other than heading because he's not as tall as Pulido. He's not that much shorter as well, but you can see how much better he is. His passing is phenomenal in comparison. Better at marking, he's better in the tackle. He's just better in every way. The only areas where he really lacks of importance, okay, he's not quite as brave, but he's not bad. His determination is a little bit lower. Doesn't have the same amount of balance, but he's faster. He's got much better acceleration, decent amount of pace. I think David Costas could be a genuinely good player to bring in if we can get a transfer deal done, because I think he would be happy to join us, and I think he would be a useful player to bring in to really boost that part of the team. So I'm going to try and get a transfer bid in right now. Oh, it's 1.2 million now. Okay, sure. I don't think you can do it when they've got an asking price like that. I don't think you can structure the deal, but we'll see. I'm going to try that first, and if not, we'll come back, because what I wouldn't mind doing is doing 250k up front and then $1 million over 3 years, but I don't think they'll accept that because they want the money up front, but we'll see. Okay, they actually will accept that. They want a little bit more of the money up front, but $500,000 up front, and then the rest over 3 years, I would be happy to pay that price right now. $500,000, that would give us plenty of amount to use on wages, and we get this deal done. I think this would be a good signing for us, particularly as we can sort out a squad status for him on like a backup or a rotation, just so that he would be happy to sit and play, and we could rotate our centre-backs a bit more then. And I really do think he's a good ball player, so that'd be very, very helpful to have both him and Insua capable of playing some decent passes. Okay, so he wants first team, but he'd happily go for rotation as well. So we're going to let him sit on that one. I don't want a yearly wage rise clause. I'm going to take a risk and put his relegation release clause at £1 million to try and entice the deal a little bit more. He might want a little bit more money considering I've taken out the yearly wage clause, but then he also might not, given the fact that we could probably get this deal a bit more structured than this, and I want to see what happens when we try and suggest terms. So he wants a little bit more money. So if I can get him down to 3.75, yeah, okay. I will happily pay 13 grand a week for him. Okay, it's only 3 years, but remember, we've got to think about this as a one-season challenge too. I think if we get him on a rotation contract on that amount of wages, because I'm pretty certain Pulido was on a similar amount, I think that would be a decent like-for-like change, and we'd still have made money overall. So Alaves play this style of football, which is actually very similar to that which I think Getafe play like this, or it might have been Eibar. I can't remember. One of them did, and we won. That's if they actually play the same style of football. Wide playmaker, deep line playmaker, an inverted winger. This is an interesting, very interesting line with a ball-playing defender too. They are a strange team. Bilbao thumped 4 goals past Deportivo Bilbao. Athletic Club having a really good start to the season. Alaves now 3 defeats on the spin, and not only that, they've got 2 what I think are quite key players for them, both out with damaged cruciate ligaments. So I think they're in a bit of an injury crisis now. They've lost 3 on the bounce. They're sliding down the league and conceding goals left, right, and centre. This could be the perfect time to play against Alaves and maybe go there and get a point. Honestly, if we get a point, I'd be ecstatic. Okay, so training. We definitely need to adjust this because I do not want any of this stuff in here. This is way too late in the season to be mixing around with stuff like this. We're actually pretty solid in terms of tactical familiarity. Basically perfect. So that's really, really nice. So with that in mind, Earlier in the week, we're going to do the usual stuff. We're going to have a day of technical stuff, working on chance creation, chance conversion. A day of that, nice, good stuff. Next day, going to have a little work on defending wide, because that's something we do often, and attacking down the wings, which again is quite an important factor for us. That way everyone kind of gets a bit of a workout there. Then I'm going to do a team bonding one on the Thursday with a distribution one. And then what I'll do is then put in on the Friday our usual match prep stuff. So we want an attacking movement training in there with a match preview. That's going to be a nice relaxing day, to be fair. So it means we can probably put a bit more on this day too. So I want a few defensing of the set pieces ones in there too. It's a bit of a heavier workload here, but it means that we kind of tail off towards the end of the week to get ready for the Alaves game. It's away from home, but we're going to go out there and try and win because that's all we can really do. Oh, Amadou. Amadou's set to join us. 11 grand a week. Ibrahim Amadou. I think that would really, really help us. So with that in mind, we now have to find a way to select him for the squad, but that should be very easy because we can just dump him straight in. No problems there whatsoever. We are going to have a little bit more of an issue when, and hopefully David Costas joins us. We can still work some stuff around that and be fine, I think. Because I think that really we can just drop out Juan Aguilera for that because we don't need him now that we've got Amadou. Here's an interesting one. Alex Gaia can now try killer through balls. That could definitely help when he does play. As can Toure. Very, very interesting. I'm very much looking forward to him trying a few of those out. Also, Yaya Toure, 36 years old now, is he? 35. Still able to learn some new PPMs. And Costas, David Costas, is set to join us. This is a good signing, I feel like. And it's a relatively simple situation now of just unregistering Aguilera and bringing in David Costas, because I just think that that really does improve us. Like you can see, the players we're unregistering down at the bottom here, and we're bringing in players towards the top end of this, like Amadou and Costas. We've definitely improved in this window. We've got more depth with Willock and Woodburn. We've got strength and depth again in the defensive midfield spot with Amadou, and I feel like we've traded out an unhappy player for a player who does want to be here and on a better contract for us in David Costas. I think, and it's a permanent signing too. I think that's a really solid deal for us. I think as well, due to the contract he's on of being a rotation option, I don't think we're going to get any complaints from Insua or Echeta about playing time or their fear of him, because I think he's come in to back them up. But I feel like he's more than capable of coming in and doing a first-class job when we need. We've now got 3 centre-backs and we can mix and match and rotate, because I don't think we're going to go the rest of the season without one of those two picking up an injury. It's also worth noting, Betis, new manager. Leganes have a new manager, so keep an eye on Leganes particularly. What did I bloody tell you? Okay, it's only a 2-day injury, but literally I said we're not going to go the rest of the season without one of these two picking up an injury, and there it is. I legitimately can't believe the serendipity of that. There's no way we're going down. You're damn right. Match preparation is looking very nice. I think we're nearly there, really. My big question is coming down to who do we start, Gallego or Woodburn? So, still going to lay off on... I might just try them on... No, they don't care about the system. We're not going to go... they like these ones usually. Yep, and low crosses is usually pretty successful too. Okay, they didn't care so much about that, but that's fine. Distribute to fullbacks. Sure, go on then. Okay, didn't like that one either. I'm going to leave it as it is, because almost everybody's reacted well to that. They're an attacking team that play a fluid style of football. Interesting. Problem with guys, these players always come to us with terrible match fitness, unfortunately. They don't seem to be getting any football, even in the under-19 squads at their clubs. Right, big deal here. Getafe and Rayo Vallecano. Honestly, I don't know, a draw would be nice, I suppose, but I'd like Getafe maybe to win. So that's good to see. Walker Peters still isn't quite there yet. And Getafe did win. Not Juan Mata. Got them the goal to give them the win there. I guess that helps because it puts a dent in Vallecano a little bit. So that means once again Vallecano now have 2 games more played than us, and which is nice to see. And Getafe moves slightly further away. The thing is, we were able to beat Getafe though, and they're quite a decent side, to be honest. You know, our wins have come against 10th place currently, 11th place currently, and obviously bottom currently. A win today against Alaves would sort of be in line with that. But you can see what I mean about their injury situation here. Lagarde is out with damaged cruciate ligaments. Guillermo Maripan is out with a gashed upper leg. Rodrigo Eli, or Eli, or even Ely, loves the cathedral, is, again, cruciate ligaments. Antonio Silveira, doubtful. I don't know how important these guys are to them, so we'll see. But look at their recent form. I guess that's because they've played other games. That was just their league form. There must have been cup games in there too. Their recent form is woeful, and that really could help us. Their morale must be dreadful. So, with that in mind, how do we line up today? I think I'm going to bring Gallego back into the fold again. We're not done with Woodburn yet. He only had 1 game. We're going to bring him back in for the next match, perhaps. Galan, again, happy to keep him in. Juanpi, fine by me. Toure and Rivera, again, I'm fine with that in the midfield. Do I go with... I think Musto has to keep his spot for now, but I do think that Amadou... Maybe I should have let him play that under-19s game. Amadou is definitely on the bench. Insua, I think I'm going to let that be as it is, to be honest. I think the bench is where we've really strengthened. Like, look at our bench. Willock, Costas, Miramon, Gaillard, Amadou, Chong, and Mango. all on the bench. Ben Woodburn, actually, I'd probably put him on the bench over Mango. It's a much, much stronger bench. We've got much more depth to the squad right now, and a general lack of injuries too. These guys, I definitely want to give them some football to build up their match fitness, but frankly, the team we've got right now, and I really just want to make sure Walker Peters gets back to full match fitness, because I think he could be really important in the second half of the season. So, opposition reports. Diego Royan, fair enough. Nearly some for Fulham ones. Inui at wide playmaker. Okay, so we look at this. Kicking is good for them. This, I still don't understand how Exeter's aerial ability is going to help us exploit the fact that they concede from crosses. Other than from throws, maybe? I really don't know. Honestly, we'd be better off looking at this. They got absolutely humped by Athletic Club. Nobody really showed anything in that game. Although, hang on, is it the same lineup? No. They played one striker in that game. They're expected to play two today. They can see from crosses, place shots from the right wing. Look at that, place shots particularly in the penalty area centre. Positional heat map, yeah, mostly down the wings, no surprises there. The passing network presumably is ignoring the centre of the park, which means we might have a lot of space for the likes of Toure on the ball today. They lost 2-0 to Atletico, and again, played a similar sort of system. Didn't really do much in that game either, to be honest. Did go through the middle a little bit more, though, and had a decent amount of the ball, it would seem. I think they're going to be more balanced against us, because they're going to play this style of play, and it does seem that they like the middle a little bit more, which presumably means that they're pushing into this area a little bit more. Right, so Inui is a wide playmaker, but as is Brassanats, so we don't need to go after Marco Marin. Is that Marco Marin? Adrian Marin. So we don't need to go after him, nor do we really want to go after Blanco either. I feel like Inui, we're not going to go after him quite as heavily as that, and we're not going to tackle him too hard. Although apparently they reckon we should go after Diego Roland with a bit more of a harder tackle, so that's fine. I think, though, we are going to go after Brassanats and press him a lot more. He's going to be the one player that we're going to target to go after a little bit. And Inui loves a bit of a dribble, so I think that's kind of the key thing here. Inui's quite an important player playing as a wide playmaker, but Brassanats I think is going to be important too. I think that's our best plan for this one. So, yeah, let's hope that we can capitalise on their poor form. Even if we took a point, that would be a massive point for us, because I didn't expect us to get any from these 3 games. And I think we've really shown something against Real Madrid, so let's get into this. What I would say, however, though, is that this game does have a lot of pressure on it, because it is a game that you could potentially see points from. So if we were to go out and lose like 3-0, it would be a bit disappointing, because really, I don't think we've put in a bad performance since we switched over to this approach. Since we won that game, or got that draw against Valladolid, I don't think we've had a bad performance. Like, a really bad one. Like, we lost to Real Sociedad, but we were good in that game and could have easily won or certainly got a point. Real Madrid is Real Madrid, and we still put up a valiant performance. I don't think we've had a bad display yet, and if we can carry that on and have 1 or 2 maybe for the rest of the season, I think, I don't know. I just don't know. Let's just go. Let's go out there. Okay, that's a bit more like it. No tunnel interview today, so let's just have a crack at this. I'm really liking our bench. I think we've got lots of options that can come on and potentially change a game in the second half if we need to, or if things just aren't going the way I would like them to. So Inui's instantly driving forward there. Cagliari, good block. Which one is injured? Are they both injured? Marin and Juanpi are both injured, it would seem. And they appear to still be lying on top of each other in lover's embrace. He's picked up bruised ribs. Okay, we'll see. They finally lifted Juanpi's limp body off the top there. Hopefully he's going to be all right, but that doesn't look good. Chong might be coming on a little bit early. I hope he's on the bench. I think he is. I think that it's too much of a risk to keep an important player like Juanpi on and potentially risk him being further hurt. Particularly when we've got Tahir Chong, who frankly is a very, very capable backup. He's certainly not Juanpi level, but he's certainly a very good player. Gallego flicks it on. The only way we're going to get him back to match fitness is by playing him, and unfortunately it just seems that he can't seem to quite stay fit. Do we really want to make another substitution? The problem is when you get this, it tends to... If you get the knock and it pushes the condition down, it's fine usually. But when this pops up, I often find that means later in the game, if you leave them on, they're going to get another injury. It's just my experience with it, unfortunately. And I just can't afford to lose them again. So that's going to be 2 substitutions down inside 14 minutes. They're keeping Marin on, but that could be at their own detriment here. We're keeping a decent amount of the ball, but no shots so far just yet. Mostly just injuries so far. Ball in. And it's headed away for a corner. So we have rectified that by keeping Musto back as well when we've got a corner on that certain side. Inui is definitely getting involved, but not greatly so far. Insua as well. Musto, that's it. Get that ball into the midfield. Find Toure and he can... Oh my god. The touches. Well, we know what's about to happen in this game, don't we? Once that touch starts happening, that's usually the sign that it's going to be one of those games. I find that's the biggest indicator you can possibly have that the game is not going to go your way, when players start taking those random bad touches. When it's not like they've got the ball in front of them and they've kicked it too far out, they turn and the ball just seems to go far away from them. It's been a pretty drab start to the match. It would be the best way to describe this one so far. Musto does well there. I mean, like I said, though, I would settle for a draw. If it was a drab affair and we nicked a draw from this game, I'd be all right with that. What a ball for Chong. Can he pull it back across for someone? He's gone for goal himself there. Really nice work from Tahir Chong. And a good chance is created. A difficult situation, fair enough. Inui's just driving at them here, and Cagliari's already through. And oh, what a save from Jovanovic. Goes from one end to the other there, and Inui, I actually do think I'm going to go in hard on him, tight mark the crap out of him, and really try and take him out the game, because I think he's actually going to be their danger man rather than Brassanats. We've only had one shot in 35 minutes, though, which is a little on the concerning side. Toure. Insua heads it wide. Ah, he's offside. But we've not looked overly threatened. Then again, the one shot we did have was a decent opportunity for us, so I can't really be too complaining about that. Inui, oh dear, he is still a very, very dangerous man so far, and frankly, Alaves looked pretty decent. If we could just get to half-time and we can reassess. Luisinho, Toure again, that's more like it. This is where he needs to be picking that ball up and finding balls like this one to Chong. What a pass. Can Chong find it? It's going to be a corner, isn't it? Yes, it is. I think Toure is going to be the key man in that second half. Blanco, there's a free man on the edge of the box a little bit too frequently for my liking. And Inui, again, is being completely... I think we need to put someone on Inui in the second half, because he is just running riot on that right hand, on our left, our right flank. Their left. He's just way too dangerous. Everything good's come from him. Okay, I think he's definitely been excellent. Javi Galan's not had the best day so far. Jovanovic has been excellent, and he's had to be. I actually think we're going to turn off the early crosses today and just try to be a little bit more free and let the players kind of pick their own situation here. That's my best advice in that situation. I'm going to have Miramon specifically mark Inui and just sit on him and try to prevent him from doing anything, because I do think most of their dangerous players coming from Inui, and if we can try to take him out of the game, it might allow us to get a bit more of the ball. So I might actually turn off the focuses and just let us kind of choose a bit more where we want to play the ball, because I think if we can get the ball to Toure a little bit more, that might allow us to open up more space for us and let him kind of make the decision by himself, to simplify things a little bit for the second half. Whacked over the top. Luis, oh, what are you doing? I hate goals like that. There's no reason that should be a goal. The reason I hate these, right, is because when this ball is lumped here, right, look at Luisinho's positioning. He's facing his goalkeeper. His goalkeeper is right there. All you need to do, and they never ever do this, is just head the ball to your goalkeeper. That is what a professional footballer would do in this position. But he doesn't. Instead, he just randomly heads it to nobody. The old fullback to nobody trick. Then there's so many... Oh my giddy aunt. It's frustrating because you know there's going to be a goal when they start doing that. That's annoying. It's been coming, but to concede like that is a real pain. We've really not been good enough tonight. This is the first poor performance we've actually had for a while. Chong whips it in. Oh, cleared. Rivera. Can he get a touch away? Can he... Oh, here we go. This is a bit more like it now. We've actually started the second half pretty strongly, hilariously. Chong. Go on, win us a corner. Miramon. Ball in. Galan! What a save from Pacheco. And that is more like it. And all of a sudden, we've woken up once we go a goal down. But it's good to see that we are actually breaking them down now. Luisinho's ball. That's an interesting idea. Runners left and right. Luisinho. Ball across. Cleared. Rivera. Oh, what a hit. That should have been on target at least. What in the hell happened there? Oh, God. Tell you what, right. The goals have been frustrating as all bollocks today. Royan wins the header here. Oh, my. Like, sometimes you've just got to be like, what are you doing? It's just pure, what are you doing? I'm passing to space. I think we could get in behind them here, and Woodburn's got the pace to get there. Rivera. Chong. And Chong's, and it's deflected, and it's a corner to us. But we've not been good enough on the night. You can't say that we have. We've been dreadful. Musto with the long throw. Flicked over, and Pacheco turns it behind. It's Sua! Headed over the bar. What a decent opportunity, actually. It was not a good performance, in general. Like, we played appallingly badly. It's the worst we've played since we switched over to this new approach, it's fair to say. And you're obviously going to have blips like that. But that being said, the two goals we conceded, both could have been easily avoided, and that's what's frustrating about it. Roland's goal... All Luisinho has to do, head that ball to his goalkeeper. Just cushion the header, no problems, no worries. You're a professional footballer in the top flight of Spain. This should not be that difficult for you. And Manu Garcia's one, I'm pretty certain, wasn't that second phase from a free kick? Again, because of course it is. But other than that, at the end of the day, we didn't deserve to win the match, and it was a really poor performance in general. Hopefully we can get that out of our system, but it's just frustrating to have that happen in a match where I felt like we could have been getting some points from it. But that's life, isn't it? We've got to keep pushing on. We were bound to have one eventually. As soon as I predicted a lot of things today, first the injury and then the bad performance. But that's fine. We're just going to move on. Toure, again, 5 key passes. He was still very, very good in this match. But there just wasn't anyone else around to really do anything for us. I think Hernandez can't come back soon enough. Walker Peters out for 2 weeks. Juanpi, not out for too long, thank God. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode in spite of that, drop a like, that'd be cool. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Athletic Bilbao away from home. That's going to be incredibly difficult. Again, it's a bit of a free hit. It's not going to be ideal, though, if we go into the match against Girona at home in poor form, because that game is going to be crucial. We really need to come up with a win there to just bring ourselves back some fortune and then go into that Vallecano match with some big form. But you never know what we can do against Athletic Bilbao. This was a real, hopefully this was just a bit of a blip as a really bad performance, but we will see. Anyway, see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.